Hi there, I'm Nic and I have both autism and ADHD. I make twice weekly videos about living with these two conditions. So, if you watched my previous video a week or so ago on accidentally volunteering to write an article and then completely forgetting what I was even recording, you'll know that my ADHD brain has zero focus and no motivation. Unless, of course, I get an instant dopamine hit from a task. Well, it just doesn't happen. The other thing about ADHD for me is impulsivity. That one has got me in trouble so many times over the years. Now, I'm not currently working. I haven't been able to for over 5 years for health reasons, but I can't just sit still and do nothing. I also want to give back to my community. That is really important to me, so I do a little bit of light volunteering. Even pre-diagnosis, my criteria for this was that it was A, local, because I can't travel anywhere, B, involved something that I was passionate about, and C, could not be in a people-facing role. I am not good at communication, so give me the behind-the-scenes stuff any day. Now, one of the problems with both ADHD and autism is that, you can have all these sudden, really great ideas. Or so you think, but they're not generally well thought out. And we have a tendency to just go, bleh! Out will pop this idea, which generally, as where I'm concerned, gets taken as, hey, look, Nic's volunteering to do this for us. And Nic's sitting there going, I did what? Oh dear. How did I manage that? Did I? Now, I got through this whole writing the article thing. My psychologist told me just to give myself a mini task of 1 paragraph a day. It wasn't a long article, knowing full well that once I started, I would likely finish the article. I was getting the dopamine reward for actually doing it, actually creating, and, before long, I would finish it. Now, she was right. That did work. This article was published online. But I also managed to accidentally volunteer for a couple of other things at the same meeting. One was helping out with the membership base. Now, I thought that would be easy. People would complete an online form, it would come through to a computer, then I could add it to a database and send them a welcome email or something. And then, they would have had to put their interests on there, so I could pass on their details to the relevant coordinator covering their interests. What I found out this morning was that I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be the friendly face. I have to actually phone people and thank them for showing interest. Get to know them, have a friendly chat, and then try and persuade them to become paid-up members. That's an oh dear again. A bigger oh dear this time. This, whoopsie, involves using the telephone, something I really don't like to do. Okay, I can script some questions, but what happens if they ask me questions? How do I know what questions they're going to ask me? Then I'm having to respond to them. Generally, someone will ask me a question about subject A and I will answer with subject C. I have this whole permanent disconnect thing going on. Big oops. And you think that one's bad. Somehow, I also managed to put my hand up to co-facilitate a corporate event. Now, I thought that I was volunteering to help with labouring at an outdoor event. Miscommunication, autism, not understanding things, big problem for me. Because I wasn't volunteering to labour at an outdoor event. I was volunteering to co-facilitate, to speak publicly in front of a group of people. Outdoors, no microphone, stand there, speak up loud and clear and be highly entertaining. Me? Stand up in front of a whole bunch of corporate types, give a talk, wander around, interact with them, chat with them, make them feel important, valued and good. How did I manage to do that one? I also have to train them in workplace health and safety in the field and generally make sure that they have a great time at this outdoor event. So, what is the solution to this problem? What can I do? How am I going to do it? So if you've got any tips and tricks or advice for me, I'd really love to hear it. Please pop it down in the comments below. I'd appreciate anybody's help and feedback here. But despite that, am I going to walk away and let people down? No, I'm not. They are good people. They're volunteering for a worthy cause, and it's a subject that's important to me. So I had to come clean about my concerns. So I banged off an email to the secretary and asked if we could please just talk through the expectations of me. Now, I had previously come out a couple of months ago as autistic and having ADHD, and said that communication was not my strong point. So I'd be happy to help out, but it has to be behind the scenes. So after a 40-minute phone call, giving me the rundown on how things work, I thought about it and I said, okay, but I will need some help. I will need help with the preparation. I will need help to script it. I will need to practice possible scenarios, find out what people are likely to ask me. I need to research my subject, and I will need a procedure to follow. Now, the lovely lady concerned understood. She does this for a living, and she's a natural with people. And she told me that it'd be really good for me to help regain my self-confidence, and that I could come over to her place and we could sit down and work through everything. We could write it up, we could develop a procedure and a plan, practice questions, and it was all going to be okay. She reminded me that I do know my subject. It is something I care about. It's very close to one of my special interests. She had faith in me, so it would be okay. So yeah, I'm going to give it a bash. But I have to read up more on peopling. And I'm aware that I may stim through the presentation. And I've thought about that. And no, I'm not going to apologise if that happens. I am autistic. And being autistic and needing to stim does not require an apology. Thank you. Be well.